Good morning, students. So today's class is the explanation of the concepts given to you in our previous class. Okay, in our previous class I had given you few concepts. I hope you have written them down in your notebooks. So today we are going to discuss those concepts. The first concept that I had given you in our previous class was investment. Okay, so investment is the process which increases the existing stock of capital in a given period of time. We know that most of the people has certain stock of capital or fixed assets with us, right? So the process by which we can or an individual can increase his existing stock of capital is referred to as investment. Okay, investment কি হয় এটা process হয় জিটোৰ সহায়ত আমি কি কৰিব পাৰো জি মানুহ এজনৰ ওচৰত যিবিলাক ক্যাপিটাল ষ্টক আছে বা জিটো এসেট আছে সেই এসেট বিলাক জিটো প্ৰসেসে ইনক্ৰিজ কৰিব পাৰি সেই প্ৰসেসটো কি বুলি কোৱা হয় ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট বুলি কোৱা হয় okay now there are two types of investment, that is investment can be classified into two types. The first is gross investment and the second one is net investment. Okay, so gross investment is a total addition to the stock of capital during a period of time is called gross investment. The total addition that is made to the existing stock of capital is known as gross investment. On the other hand, the actual addition which is made to the existing stock of capital is known as net investment. To explain the concept of gross investment and net investment, I will give you a simple example. Suppose in 2020, a producer bought a coffee machine A worth rupees 500. Okay, that is a producer invested rupees 500 in a coffee machine. Now, by selling coffees produced by that coffee machine A, he earned profits, and in 2021, he bought another coffee machine B worth rupees 500. So he invested another rupees 500 in 2021. Okay, so the total investment made by the producer from 2020 to 2021 is rupees 1000. So this is the gross investment made by the producer. Now we know that any machine or any asset's value generally decreases over a period of time. Okay, so coffee machines A's value in 2021 will not be the same as in 2020, right? It will fall. So the worth of coffee machine A, which was rupees 500, will not be rupees 500 in 2021. Rather, it will fall. And let us consider that the fallen value is rupees 200. Okay, that is the coffee machine's A value has fallen by 200 in 2021. That is why coffee machine's A's price in 2021 has become 300. All right. So in 2021, the producer has actually invested rupees 800. Okay, and this is known as net investment, that which is the actual investment done by the producer. Okay, so যেতিয়া আমি গ্ৰছ ইনভেষ্টমেণ্ট বুলি কওঁ, গ্ৰছ ইনভেষ্টমেণ্ট মানে টোটেল ইনভেষ্টমেণ্ট। এতিয়া চোৱা 2020ত কি কৈছে, প্ৰডিউচাৰ এজনে এটা কফি মেচিন কিনিছে A, 500 টকা দি পেলাই তেওঁ কফি মেচিন Aটো কিনিছে। তাৰ মানে কি 2020ত প্ৰডিউচাৰজনে 500 ৰুপিজ এটা ইনভেষ্ট কৰিছে। এতিয়া হেতু ইনভেষ্ট কৰাৰ পিছত তেওঁ কফি প্ৰডিউস কৰি সেল কৰি পেলাই যেটো প্ৰফিট আৰ্ন কৰিলে, সেই প্ৰফিটটো ইউজ কৰি পেলাই তেওঁ 2021ত আৰু এটা কফি মেচিন কিনিলে B 500 টকা দি পেলাই। সো তেওঁ 2021ত আৰু এটা ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট কৰিলে 500 টকাৰ। সো সেই কাৰণে তেওঁ টোটাল ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট কিমান হ'ল 2020 পৰা 2021ত 1000 rupees হয়নে, 500 plus 500 which is 1000 rupees. So এই টোটাল ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট যেটো প্ৰডিউচাৰ জনে 2020 পৰা 2021 লৈকে কৰিলে হেতুক আমি কি বুলি কম, গ্ৰছ ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট বুলি কম। ওকে, এতিয়া আমি জানো যে যিকোনো বস্তু এটা বা যিকোনো ফিক্সড এসেট হওক বা যিকোনো মেচিন হওক, মেচিনৰ ভ্যালুটো সদায় সেম নাথাকে। এবাৰ মেচিনটো স্টাৰ্ট কৰাৰ পিছত কি হয়, তাৰ ভ্যালুটো কমিবলৈ আৰম্ভ কৰে, হয়নে? সো এই কফি মেচিনটোৰ যিটো ভেলু 2020 500 rupees আছিলে সেই মেচিনটোৰ ভেলু 2021 একেই নাথাকিব ভেলুটো কি হ'ব কমি যাব আমি ধৰি ললো যে এই কফি মেচিনৰ ভেলুটো 200 টকা কমি গল সো সেই কাৰণে 2021 এই মেচিনটোৰ ভেলু কিমান হ'ব 300 rupees হয়নে সো এতিয়া যদি আমি আকৌ প্ৰডিউচাৰ জনে ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট কিমান কৰিলে চাও তেনেহলে আমি কি কৰিম আমি 300 প্লাস 500 কৰিম মানে 2021 কফি মেচিন এৰ ভেলুটো কিমান হয় 300 হয় right আৰু কফি মেচিন বিৰ ভেলুটো কিমান হয় 500 হয় সো সেই কাৰণে প্ৰডিউচাৰ জনে একচুয়ালি কিমান ইনভেষ্ট কৰিলে 2021 তেও 800 rupees ইনভেষ্ট কৰিলে হয়নে আৰু এই একচুয়াল ইনভেষ্টমেন্টটোকে আমি কি বুলি কওঁ নেট ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট বুলি কওঁ ওকে সো আমি কি কৰিলো নেট ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট ক্যালকুলেট কৰিব যাওঁতে আমি কি কৰিলো এই মেচিনৰ ভ্যালু কমা ভ্যালুটোহে আমি ক্যালকুলেট কৰিলো একচুয়াল আমি যেটো তাৰ ভ্যালু আছিল 2020 যেটো তাৰ ভ্যালু আছিল 500 আমি হেতু ধৰা নাই আমি কি ধৰিলো ভ্যালুটো কিহৰলে কমি গল সেই ভ্যালুটো আমি কনসিডাৰ কৰিলো তাৰ মানে আমি কি কৰিছো আমি এই মেচিনৰ ভ্যালুটো কিমান বুলি ধৰিছো 300 আমি তাৰ পৰা 200 টকাটো আমি কমাই দিলো ওকে এইটো যেটো 200 টকা কমালো হেতু কিহৰ কাৰণে কমালো because machine to me production use কৰিলো আৰু as a result তাৰ value to 200 টকা কমি গল এই যে যেটো 200 টকা value কমিলে okay হেতুক আমি কি বুলি কওঁ depreciation বুলি কওঁ okay the value by which any machine or a fixed asset has fallen is known as depreciation okay that is why in calculating gross investment depreciation is not taken into account okay but while calculating net investment depreciation is taken into account okay gross investment বা total investment calculate কৰোতে আমি কি কৰো depreciation to আমি কনসিডাৰ নকৰো হয়ছে নে নাই হয় আমি কনসিডাৰ নকৰো right but যেতিয়া আমি net investment to calculate কৰিম মানে আমি actual investment to calculate কৰিম তেতিয়া আমি depreciation ৰ value to কনসিডাৰ কৰিব লাগিব okay আৰু depreciation ৰ value to আমি কি কৰিব লাগিব মাইনাস কৰি দিব লাগিব যেহেতু আমাৰ value to কমি গল হয় বস্তুটোৰ ভ্যালুটো আমি কমি গৈছে কিমান কমিলে হে ভ্যালুটো আমি মাইনাস কৰি দিব লাগিব সো ডেপ্ৰিসিয়েশন টো হে কাৰণে আমি ইয়াত নেট ইনভেষ্টমেন্ট ক্যালকুলেট কৰোতে আমি থব লাগিব মনত থব লাগিব যে ডেপ্ৰিসিয়েট হৈছে ভ্যালুটো okay the next concept which we will discuss is depreciation so depreciation refers to the fall in the value of fixed assets or capital goods due to normal wear and tear okay now we know that when a fixed asset or a capital good is used in the production process like machine if a machine is used in the production process then what happens if we continue using that machine some parts of the machine becomes damaged right some parts may not function properly so this is referred to as normal wear and tear so normal wear and tear means when some parts of the machines become damaged okay so as a result what happens due to normal wear and tear the value of a machine do not remain the same okay when we continue using a machine in the production process the machine's initial value do not remain the same rather it decreases okay and this fall in the value of that machine that is that fixed asset is referred to as depreciation so while explaining the concept of net investment I had given you an example right that the coffee machine A which was bought in 2020 its value has fallen in 2021 okay so the coffee machine was bought at rupees 500 in 2020 but in 2021 its value has become how much 300 rupees okay now by how much has the value of the coffee machine fallen by rupees 200 and this 200 is the depreciation that is the fall in the value okay of that machine is depreciation so depreciation is the value by which the initial value of any fixed asset or machine has gone down okay now remember that depreciation has other names okay it is also known as consumption of fixed capital or current replacement cost so sometimes you may be asked that what is current replacement cost okay do not get confused it is depreciation Okay. Similarly, in your questions, you might be given, instead of depreciation, you might be given consumption of fixed capital. So it is nothing but depreciation. So please remember the other names of depreciation as well. Okay. Not only in case of depreciations, also if in macroeconomics, what happened? Most of the concepts has other names. Okay. So try to keep them in your mind. Do not forget them. Alright. The next concept which we will discuss is stock and flow. Okay. So stock and flow, both are variables. Okay. So when we say stock, so stock refers to a variable which is measured at a point of time. If we measure something at a particular point of time, that variable is known as stock variable. Okay. For example, if I ask you what is the amount of pocket money right now, that will be a stock variable. If I ask you what was your pocket money on 31st January 2021, so that will be a stock variable because I'm exactly pointing to a particular point of time, right? So any variable which is measured at a particular point of time is known as stock variable. Here I've given you 3 examples, which is stock of godowns on 31st January 2021. I'm exactly pointing out a time, right? A day, 31st January 2021. So that is a stock variable. Okay. The second example is money supply. Okay. Money supply, whether time is mentioned or not, it is always a stock variable. The third example is wealth. Wealth is also a stock variable. Okay. Now, since stock variable is measured at a particular point of time, it does not have any time dimension. Okay. Since while measuring a stock variable, while taking into consideration a stock variable, we take a particular point of time. So there is no time dimension. Okay. Next, flow variable. Okay. Flow variable refers to the variable which is measured over a period of time. That means if we are given a variable and we are given time dimension, say 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 1 year, 1 month, 2 months, etc. So those variable will be known as flow variable. Okay. So the variable which are measured over a period of time, not at a particular point of time, but over a period of time, are known as flow variable. And since flow variable are measured over a period of time, it means that it has time dimension. Okay. Here I've given you the example of savings during the month of January. So the month of January has a time dimension of 31st days. Right. So it is a flow variable. Similarly, national income during 2020-21. So I have given you the time dimension of 1 financial year. So this is also a flow variable. So stock or flow ki hoise duta variable hoise. Stock variable mane ki ami ji kono item jeti at a particular point of time at measure koru hetu hobo stock variable. Okay. Aru jeti ami item eta over a period of time measure koru mane ami 2 din 3 din a particular point of time measure nokor, but ami ki koru over a period of time jeta bostu eta measure koru tetia ami hetu ki boli ko flow variable boli ko. Okay. The next concept is domestic territory. Okay. We all must have heard the word territory, right? I mean territory mane ki sabai jano. Territory mane ki it is a geographical area. Okay. But jetia territory শব্দটোৰ লগত domestic শব্দটো লাগি যায় তেতিয়া মানে কি বুঝায় that it is a geographical area which is administered by one government. Jetia অকল এটা গভর্নমেন্টে এটা geographical area administer কৰি থাকে, control কৰি থাকে, run কৰি থাকে, হেতুক আমি কি বুলি কওঁ domestic territory বুলি কওঁ. Okay. So domestic territory is a geographical territory which is administered by a government. Okay. And moreover, one important characteristic of the domestic territory is that within a domestic territory, people, goods and services can move freely without any restriction. So at a domestic territory, এটা important feature কি হয় যে domestic territory টোৰ ভিতৰত মানুহ হক বা goods and services হক freely এঠাইৰ পৰা আন ঠাইলৈ move কৰিব পাৰে. For example, India is a domestic territory. Okay. India is divided into many states. Right? Now, if you want to move from Assam to Delhi, will there be any restrictions upon us? No. Right? We can simply book a ticket on a plane or a train and we can move to Delhi. There is no restrictions. So, people can move. Similarly, we can send goods from Assam to Mumbai. Okay, suppose if you become a doctor later on, okay, or suppose you become a professor later on. So what happened? You can provide your services not only in Assam, but also you can apply for jobs in other states of India, right? That is, your services are free to move. Okay, so that area which is administered by a single of government and within which people, goods and services can move freely without any restriction is known as domestic territory. The last concept that we'll discuss here is normal resident. Okay, a normal resident can be an individual or it can be a group. Okay, so when we say normal resident, it is an individual or it can be a group whose center of economic interest lies in the domestic territory in which lives. It means that an individual or a group whose economic interest, okay, that is whose economic activities like production, consumption, distribution, they all are linked. Okay, they all are linked to the domestic territory in which he is residing. So normal resident বুলি ক'লে আমি এনেকুৱা এজন মানুহ হক বুজাও যাৰ কি হয় তেওঁ যিবিলাক কাম কৰে, যিবিলাক ইকোনমিক এক্টিভিটি তেওঁ হাতত লয়, সেই এক্টিভিবিলাক কাৰ ইন্টাৰেষ্টৰ কাৰণে কৰে? যিখন ডমেষ্টিক টেৰিটৰি বা যিটো জিঅ'গ্ৰাফিকেল এৰিয়াত তেওঁ থাকে সেই জিঅ'গ্ৰাফিকেল এৰিয়াটোৰ বেনিফিটৰ কাৰণে বা সেই জিঅ'গ্ৰাফিকেল এৰিয়াটোৰ ইন্টাৰেষ্টৰ কাৰণে সেইবিলাক তেওঁ হাতত লয়. Okay, I hope these concepts are clear to you. If you have any doubt or confusion, please feel free to ask. Thank you.